One thing I learned a little late in my trading career, it has to do with decision making. What happens, we are always moving ahead in time. And as we are moving ahead in time, we cannot go back. This is not possible. Time only moves forward, fine. That we all accept. As we are moving in time, we are making decisions. So we make decision 1, decision 2, decision 3. Always remember, whenever you make a decision, all you have is the past info. I am against using the past to predict the future. The point I'm trying to make is that you cannot expect the past to repeat itself exactly in the future. And that is where the pattern recognition thing I do not subscribe to. But what I believe is, you look at the recent past and you try and understand the trader behavior that caused it, so that you can now have a fair idea as to what kind of behavior you can expect going forward. Make sense? So when I say past info, it is to be looked at in that way. All we have when we take this decision, let's say the first decision is the past info, and you take this decision. As you move ahead in time, time will tell you whether this decision proved to be a prudent one or it was a mistake. This only time will reveal as it moves forward always. Then you move ahead and then you take another decision. Then you move ahead and then you take another decision. Now please understand, if you are keeping track of this past information, what you'll realize is that by the time a certain amount of time has passed and you're about to make decision number 2, not only do you have all the past information that you had while taking decision 1, but now you have certain history that happened after you took decision 1. So past information while making the decision 1 plus this history after the decision was taken, number 1. Now you have these two, this plus this, to make decision number 2. Similarly, when you go to decision number 3, now you have all this plus this small history after you took decision number 2. So as you move on in time, you will always feel that this decision was not as prudent, and the decision that you took just now is the decision that you should have taken here. But we conveniently forget that we have these additional histories which formed after the decision was taken. That is now factoring in your decision making at this third point. Whenever you are taking a decision, all you have is this past information. Now what will happen is, after you take decision number 3, again something will happen. Again some history will be established which will help you in taking decision number 4. Make sense? But this history is not available when you are taking decision number 3. This comes after this. Make sense? So the point I'm trying to make here is, I don't think that I'm unnecessarily making it complex. This is looking like a plot for a Christopher Nolan movie, all right? Anyways, the reason why I've drawn all this on this whiteboard, you don't have the complete picture. Don't think you're trying to predict, but you're trying to react to what the market has done so far. Then you understand the behavior, and now you know that if the behavior is in certain way, it is going to affect future market development in certain way, the risk associated with that market in a certain way, and that is what you are trying to capitalize on. So don't beat yourself up if you do not have all the information and that resulted in a poor decision. So if your decision 1 did not work out, that is fine, because you had a certain amount of information. Now you are at a point where you have to make another decision, and now you have this additional history, and now you believe that this was a wrong decision and you can correct it in a certain way, and you do that. Don't feel bad about it. And as you move on, you will keep learning, you'll keep making better decisions. That does not make your old decisions bad. You made them with whatever information you had available. And as new and new information was getting added, you were becoming better and better at making these decisions. Whenever you decide to do or not do something, understand that you are taking that decision based on the information that is available at that point. As you move in the future, let's say this market blasts to the upside, okay, and you did not take a trade. This pullback looks very enticing when you get this kind of a follow through. This should have been your entry. So like this should have been an entry for this follow through. This should have been an entry for these follow throughs. So always remember that when this was happening, you did not have enough information. This was happening, you're not really sure whether it is going to turn back up or come back down or end up moving sideways. So always remember, whenever you judge a decision that was made earlier, also remember the fact that you made that decision based on the information available at that point in time. Make sense? I mean, this has nothing to do with what you have done, but this is just to give you a perspective on how I look at the decisions that you make. And as you move on, you become better at making decisions, and your old decisions look like big mistakes, but they are not.